If you are a budding entrepreneur, this is definitely an interview you want to watch. Keith has a long history of leadership, starting with being GM's youngest ever vice president at the age of 26. In this interview, he tells us what he would do if he was that age again today, and provides good strategies entrepreneurs can employ to reach greater levels of success.
I was at 25. I think I'd go find a company where I know I can learn a lot, because I think at that stage it's about learning. I look for one of the fastest growing companies because opportunity is directly proportional to growth.
It isn't often a team of software entrepreneurs are able to take their company public with a $6 billion valuation after just 3 years of work. However, Keith Krach and his 6 other co-founders did just that with their company Ariba in the year 2000. Now, Keith is the CEO of DocuSign, the industry leader in e-signature automation, which has a $1 billion valuation and is on the IPO path.
Today's day, what kind of company would you start?
I look at one that has a big market.
Yeah.
That's unautomated, untapped. I look at one that was on the cutting edge, where you could totally disrupt something. I look for one that has a clear value proposition that everybody can understand. I look for one where you have big gross margins, low cost of entry. For me, based on what I know, it'd be a software company.
Right.
The mobile, where the winds are at your back.
Yeah.
That's what I would look at if I had the knowledge that I have now.
Being the leader of Ariba granted Keith the National Entrepreneur of the Year award from Ernst & Young in the year 2000. Which were the goals and intents that led the growth of Ariba back then? And which are the challenges that motivate Keith at DocuSign nowadays?
The intent was solving a huge problem in terms of the whole procurement area and supplier. It was totally unautomated. And so we looked at it more from a revenue perspective, and to grow that, fast. We knew that if we did that would be successful, and to build the Ariba network, which now, even to this day, probably conducts $1 trillion worth of commerce over the network.
Yeah. Now, fast forward to DocuSign. Different animal, but a lot of similarities. What are your challenges with this organization?
A lot of the same in terms of scaling, making sure you get the best people. To focus is really important. So from a strategy standpoint, it is figuring out what those chess moves are. And basically...
Chess moves. It's a good analogy.
Yeah. So strategy is about sequencing.
Right.
So to figure out, what things build on the next things is really important. Also, first and foremost, we measure our success by our customer success. Yeah. So at DocuSign, that's the thing that's really whipping the winds of the tornado, is that our customers are quantifying the benefits of DocuSign, and they're talking about it. So, for example, HP saves $30 per document across 40 use cases, reduces turnaround time by 21 days. The net benefits are absolutely incredible. We've been working with some large companies where they look at over the next 5 years, they can save $1 billion with DocuSign.
Gosh, really?
Yeah.
$1 billion?
$1 billion. When you talk to the CEOs, they're like, doesn't somebody else do this? No. And when you talk to young entrepreneurs, they go, I wish I would have thought of this.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I wish I've thought of this. But since we could not benefit from $1 billion idea yet, we can benefit from valuable advices from such brilliant mind.
We'll figure out where you should focus first. So I think it's focus. Probably in Silicon Valley, there's 1,000 startups that happen every year within, a 40-mile radius of here.
Yeah.
Probably 900 don't make it past the first year. And it's not usually due to, starvation. It's due to digestion. I mean, they just, trying to do a little bit of everything. So I think the focus is the key.
That metaphor struck me. Indeed, there is no entrepreneurial starvation. There is an entire world of problems out there waiting for a solution. Our difficulty seems to be able to digest the day-to-day challenges of building a company. And apparently, a good amount of focus seems to be the perfect remedy to keep you in shape. Stay tuned on Startup TV to learn how to digest the challenges of building a company.